Okay, somebody was needing help getting a picture at a high enough resolution to fit across the width of the website. Neat. That's the problem with finding an image on Google or something like that, is an awful lot of them are so small they can't be used. 1920 pixels wide is pretty much the standard for the internet, whether you're doing a blog or you're building a website or something like that. For a picture to be able to run the entire width and still look pretty good on a big desktop monitor or on a laptop or whatever. So I've gone here to pexels.com, P-E-X-E-L-S, and I'm just going to type in here brick wall, and I'm going to scroll on down. I don't know how many it found. I think 10,000 related to this. So I'm going to come on down here and say, why don't I download this one? And I'll see it downloading down here, brown brick wall. And maybe this one. And then if I don't have a copy of Photoshop, my problem is that most of those pictures that you're going to find on the internet are in excess of 5,000 pixels wide, which is why this is a very, very common test that people do when you're interviewing for a job, and they want to know if you know some basic things about uploading pictures to a website. Do you upload something too low res? Can't trust you. Upload something that's too high res, means it'll take forever for it to load. Can't trust you. So if you don't happen to have a copy of Photoshop, no big deal. There is an online program called Photopea. It's one word, it's the word photo, and then PEA.com. So I've just gone here to photopea.com, and I'm going to click Open from Computer, and I'm going to go find my two pictures that I just got. I'm just going to grab this brown brick wall. I think you're going to find that most pictures off some of the free stock sites like Pexels or Pixabay are probably perfectly sized to fit as like a home page on anything on the internet. So as soon as I've got this open, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come find the word image. I'm going to pull down to image size. Yep, 6,000 by 4,000 at 72 dpi. This picture will take 3 times as long to load, and therefore it's going to make people turn away from the screen. So I'm going to just change this 6,000 to 1920 and hit the tab button. Oh, look at that, 1920 by 1280. In fact, that is the perfect recommended size for a full screen monitor. No wonder that's what most of these digital photographers do. So I'm going to just click OK. It resized it. I'm going to go back and just double check that. Image size. Yep, 1920 by 1280. And at that point, I'm going to come on up here to File, Export as a JPEG. Probably just try to make sure that the file size is somewhere under 700 or so. Doesn't really matter. So here's quality of about 72. Sounds great. And hit save. So now I've got a new version of that one. And then I'm going to come back on up here to open the other one up. White brick wall. I'm going to do the exact same thing on it. Same commands that you'd be using if you had Photoshop. Image size. This one's not 6,000, but it's still more than double the size of what it needs to be. 1920. Look at that. Again, by 1280. Perfectly sized from the photographer to fit a full screen on the internet. Web page, WordPress page, or whatever. Click OK. I'm sure it did it, but let me just go back and double check that. Image size. Yep, 1920 by 1280. I'm going to add only one other thing to this one. I noticed the wall's kind of pink. So if you've already taken a Photoshop class, great. One of the simplest ways to change that, image adjustments, hue saturation, image adjustments, hue saturation, and I'm just going to take the hue saturation slider and I'm going to move the saturation down to the left. And I don't know on the video if you're going to be able to tell that, but it went from a pale pink wall to just a normal kind of whitish gray brick. I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to go on up here to File, Export as a JPEG. Again, probably going to just fight. Ooh, I can increase the quality a little bit more on this one to still keep it under 700K that I see down here. Oh, I'm up to 87%. Cool. Hit save. And it downloaded that there too. So now I'm ready to go pop those into WordPress. I've got perfectly sized photographs for a full screen and didn't have to deal with Google Images, where most of the images are way too low res to use, and also didn't have to deal with launching a copy of Photoshop if you don't happen to have one on your screen. It's not going to be worth downloading one for this class.